Hello, I am Jess Lee Williams and I am here to share White Light Wednesday with you again today. And I am so excited. I actually started recording and then realized that I did like a whole reading and realized that it wasn't recording. So I had to let that go. Um, but I wanted to just say thank you so much for tuning in each week. It means so much to me, and it's been such an honor to connect with so many of you one on one as well. Um, I'm really grateful. I feel like by showing up more as myself here, it's allowing more of you who are on this journey and who are wanting to learn more and are wanting to discover more about themselves and knowing that there's something inside of you that, wants to be tapped into, and that you want to learn more about your gifts or whatever it is that's coming up for you. I just love that, a lot of you are really leaning into that and trusting that calling, and that you feel safe to come to me and have a session together or a reading or whatever it might be, and that, I can help you in that way. So yeah, I'm super, super grateful. I'm going to do 3 readings again this week. So allow yourself to just feel into whether you're feeling drawn to 1, 2, or 3. It was interesting because the reading that I just did, which didn't work because it wasn't recording, was all about spiritual awakening and not being alone in that, and really sharing our expression so that we can connect with others on the same journey. And I feel like that's a message that we all actually need at the moment, because I feel like we are all going through an awakening of some sorts on a collective level, so whether it is through a spiritual awakening or learning about things in the world that aren't what, they're not actually what we thought they always were. I feel like we're all kind of having an opportunity at the moment to wake up in all sorts of different ways, and to just know that you don't have to go on that journey alone, that there are so many others out there who are experiencing the same things and that are resonating on the same level as you. And there was a real message there to kind of allow yourself to be open to reaching out and connecting with people who can support you on this journey, and also to have time to integrate within that. So if you're feeling like, for myself, over the weekend, I really had to rest and sleep. I felt like my third eye was opening up, and I needed to have some downtime and really trust my body and what it was needing. So if you feel like you are having, symptoms like that, where you just need some time to integrate and slow down, to really listen to yourself. So I feel like that was a collective message for everybody. And now I'm going to get into the 3 readings for this week. So feel free to skip ahead and enjoy your reading. Okay, beautiful number ones, thank you for being here. As I shuffle the cards for you, number ones, I just want to let you know that I always come from the highest vibration and here for your highest good. So if anything doesn't ever feel right for you, please feel free to leave it behind and be in your power with it. I always have the intention that this is for you to connect with a place of calm and clarity, and to leave feeling uplifted. So if you ever don't feel like that, then you are so in your power to not take it on. So in saying that, I would love to connect with a message for you for your highest good today, for our beautiful number ones. I'm using the Starseed Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell, and yeah, it's a real honor. I also have a new podcast out today on the White Light channel, and I've actually shared my journey around spiritual awakenings and how I've come to do this work and the journey over the last few years. So if that's something that interests you, then definitely check it out. I feel like there's lots of people, especially at the moment, that are opening up more in this way, and it can be really helpful to hear somebody else's journey and the courses I've done or the things that I've struggled with and all that sort of stuff along the way. Okay, beautiful. So I've got 3 cards for you. The first one is you got the love, Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. The second card is weight of the world. Boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. And the third one is activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. Wow. So there is a huge message here coming through for you about boundaries. Um, you can see in this image that it's very blurred. There is no definitive line, solid line around where one person starts and another one ends. So there's that energy of being very connected to other people's energy and the collective energy of the world right now. Um, it's a card around giving your energy away too easily, um, not needing to become aware of where your energetic leaks are, and really tuning into yourself and recognizing, okay, where am I letting myself leak, and where am I letting people take that energy? Like, where do I need to set stronger boundaries, and where do I need to say no? Where do I need to let go of things that aren't serving me anymore? Um, what relationships are not healthy for me right now, and why is that so? There's a lot of these things that are showing up, and the weight of the world. So perhaps even in the climate of what's going on right now, perhaps you're really feeling that as a heavy weight on your shoulders. Um, but the message here for you is that it's not yours to carry. So if you, for example, are getting very caught up in everything that's happening out there in the world, but you can't actually feel like you can do anything about it right now, the message is that it's okay to let it go. It's okay for you not to carry it all on your shoulders right now. And what I like to do is if I'm feeling that way, I kind of put out a message to the universe of, okay, I'm willing, I'm here and willing and ready and able. And if there is something that I'm meant to be doing, please make it obvious to me and I'm willing to show up. But otherwise, I'm going to let this heaviness go, because it's not serving you to be carrying it around and feeling it all the time. It's actually putting you in a lower vibration, which isn't serving the collective energy of the world. We really want to be able to be, not being in a high vibe all the time, but choosing to be able to look after ourselves in it so that we can bring more light to the world. Because just as much as there is a lot of dark that is unveiling and that people are seeing come, people are starting to recognize has been there for a long time, but it's like the veil is lifting and we're becoming more aware of it. The balance of that is that more light needs to come to balance out that dark. So there's an invitation for us to connect more in with our light than ever before to really balance that out. And so knowing that can be the most profound thing that we can do. Activated earth, connecting back in with nature. If you feel called to go to a specific place, I know that we can't travel at the moment, but perhaps there's somewhere in your nearby area that you're feeling really drawn to. Perhaps you're feeling drawn to just like laying on the earth. There's a lot of regenerative power that is coming through the earth for you right now, and it is inviting you. So you can see, that energy of that. It's a beautiful energy because it's going right up, but it's also going right down. So it's this connection between the earth and the source energy and the universe and the sky. So really tune into if you're feeling called to connect in nature in some way and how that is for you, whether it's getting outside at nighttime, connecting with the moon. If there's a special area near you, like a special park or a special tree or something, whatever it might be, just really trust that. And I feel like, as it's saying, trust where you're led. So allow yourself to set those boundaries around what you are and aren't going to take on, what you are going to say yes to and no to, and really honor that in yourself and know that you're allowed to be in your power with it. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You don't have to carry it for everybody else, and that you can look after yourself and trust where you're led. So trust how you're feeling called to look after yourself. I feel like this is a journey of rediscovery of parts of yourself that perhaps you haven't connected with before, even past life stuff this looks like it's from another country, of perhaps where you've been from in a past life. Perhaps you want to start researching about places you'd love to go when this is all over and the history behind it. I don't know. I feel like there's something behind all this that's really helping you to connect with yourself on a deeper level. So I hope that makes sense, I might just pull one card from the Work Your Light Oracle deck for you. Whew, it is hot in this room. Whew. Okay. For our number ones. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So I think that sometimes when we are called to like say no to things or people or circumstances or relationships, there can be a fear that pops up of, oh, but what if I'm going to be alone? And I think this is a really reassuring message that you are not alone, that you are never alone, and that your ancient ancestors stand beside you, and that actually the more that you really tap into yourself and into your own power, the more that you are going to attract in the situations, the people, the experiences that are so aligned with you and actually light you up and really fill you up. And I also feel like this is a message about, ancient ancestors, that these places that you're feeling that you may feel called to visit at some stage are connected to your ancestors, past life experiences through your family. It might be like, your great grandmother, something. I don't know. I feel like there's some beautiful healing that you're going to do and discovery around parts of yourself that maybe have been long forgotten through your family line, that will help you to. It's almost like a feeling of, oh my gosh, like, look at all this that I didn't know, and it's helping me to really connect even more with myself. And of course, that won't be for everyone that's probably watching, but there is a really beautiful energy around that. So, yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed your beautiful message today. And I always enjoy your feedback as well. So if you feel called to share your feedback with me, I would be honored to receive it. And sending you so much love. I hope you have a beautiful week. And remember to like and subscribe as well so that you know when next week's video comes out. See you, beautiful. Number twos. Hello, hello, number twos. How are you? What message do we have for you today? Let's see. Now, again, these are general readings. This is a general reading. If you would like a personal reading, I do have availability for that on my website, jessleeonline.com. jessleeonline.com. I would love to do one for you. But this is a general reading, so just take what feels supportive for you, what feels uplifting and exciting. And I'm really honored to do this for you. So our three cards, your three cards for today, for our beautiful number twos, for your highest good. Okay. My phone's ringing. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'll get it later. So we've got first card is big picture thinking. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Then we've got cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. And then loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Whew. All right. Let me just tune into this. This reminds me of a conversation I had today with someone, that we can have this vision of where we're going and this inspired, like, yes, this is it. I know where I'm going. This is so exciting. I'm on track. This is going to be the thing. And it kind of reminds me of 2020, where a lot of us were like, this is the year. And even though I do feel like it is the year, we can have this perception of how it's going to pan out. And everyone's like, 2020, it's going to be amazing. It's everything I've been waiting for. I can feel it, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, whoa, okay, what happened? this isn't what I was expecting it was going to be. We had the bushfires in Australia. Now we've got COVID, and it's only just gone into April. So I feel like it's that energy of like having this vision, this feeling of like, okay, this is where I'm going, and it's really exciting, and I'm feeling inspired, and I've got the big vision, and I can see myself going through this archway, and it's beautiful and colorful, and it's like calling me, and it feels really good. And then it's like, whoa, what happened? Why do I feel like I'm being cracked open? Why do I feel like this feeling of, it says the words rock bottom, like what, that's not what I was expecting. And it reminds me of a quote that I heard the other day from Glennon Doyle, her new book Untamed, and it was something like, everyone wants the resurrection, but they don't want to go through the crucifixion. And it's not it doesn't need to be religious. It's like, what it's saying is everybody wants to get here, but they don't want to have to go through the journey that it takes to really get there. And so I just want to let you know that if you are going through a time at the moment that's feeling like, holy crap, I'm really cracking open here, just the invitation is to surrender to it, because it's actually the greatest gift is for you to alchemize, which means to like transform these feelings that you're going through into something that really serves you, because we all have to go through it. We have to go through the light and the dark, and it's actually the journey along the way that's going to make this so much richer when we get there. And as I said at the start of this video, everyone is going through, like most people are going through an awakening of some sort at the moment. And I think that's what the reminder is, that when things can feel like hard and to remind yourself that it's not it's actually an awakening. And so even though, it looks, see, for example, in this video, it's like she's cracking, and or you would think that would be a bad thing. But when it peels away, like what's inside, it's all this beautiful light. It's all this connection. It's her soul. It's the connection to, her divine presence. And so it's the reminder that it's all happening for you. And that's what this card is saying as well, to loosen your grip. So coping mechanisms, let God in, density, addiction. So just be aware of how you might be coping with the feelings and how you've been, like what you've been going through, how you're coping with that. So really looking at, okay, what are ways that I can support myself in this that are allowing that are really connecting with my heart and allowing the divine in, rather than going to like addiction, for example, perhaps. Rather than needing to have a drink to feel better, perhaps I could do some journaling and meditation. So it's looking at the ways that you can really support yourself through this time in ways that are really going to allow you to come back to that connection with yourself, with the universe, with your trust in the process, and loosening your grip on having to control it and needing to make it go away or make it change or whatever it might be. I hope that that's making sense. I want to pull a card for you as well from the, what is it, Work Your Light deck by Rebecca. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, exactly. Awakening. Energetic upgrades that give me, tingles, a new way of being, and integration. So you are definitely going, so many tingles. You are definitely going through an awakening right now. And that it's like we see this vision of what that would be like, healing, awakening, personal development. It's like, it must be so beautiful, but actually it can feel bloody horrible. So it can be really hard, and it can be exhausting and draining, and it can be confusing. And it's like, but it's okay, because it's this message here that you're actually really supported in it, that you're going through these energetic upgrades. You're stepping into this new way of being, but there's an integration period with that. There's as we crack open to this new understanding of who we are and connection with ourselves, there's got to be a stage of integrating that. I remember I said to my mum maybe a year ago, I feel like I went through this period of awakening and going to a new level and vibration. But then I felt really heavy because it was almost like my physical body felt so solid and heavy then, because I wasn't almost resonating with the vibration of my physical body anymore. And so that felt really heavy to me. And it was this new integration of like, okay, well, how does my physical body now work in with this new level of energy and understanding? And it worked itself out, but it's kind of allowing that process to unfold and allowing yourself to be with that as it happens. But there are many ways that you can support yourself in it, and many people out there who can support you through that as well. You don't have to do it alone. I hope that makes sense. Please, I would love to hear your feedback. I'm sending you so much love in all of this. And yeah, again, thank you for being here. And if you feel called, it's really interesting because I've just known this week that I was meant to do a podcast episode on my journey around spiritual awakenings and the work that I do and like my journey along the way. So I feel like a lot of people like yourself would really resonate with that at the moment. If you want to check out that episode, it is the White Light channel, wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, beautiful. Thank you for being here. Hello, number 3. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for listening to your intuition, trusting this number, trusting yourself to come listen and take this time out for yourself. I'm really honored that you've chosen me to receive this message from. And again, this is a general message, so just take what feels uplifting and positive for you or gives you clarity. And you're so in your power to leave behind anything that really doesn't feel good or doesn't sit well with you. All right, so I'm going to pull 3 cards to start with from the Starseed Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. Sending you so much love. I just feel like I want to say that. Okay, for number 3. Wow, okay. So our first card is, this is such a beautiful card, the Courageous Peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. The second card we've got is Wait. It's not time yet. Things are being woven. And then the third card we've got is Cracked Open. Surrender to the alchemy of life. Whew. All right, so this is such a beautiful card. I feel like this card represents, the energy I see in this card is kind of like a younger energy. It's quite an innocent, really beautiful energy. And I feel like she's so connected to the earth, and it's about her discovering more about herself, and like connecting more with that divine feminine and recognizing that perhaps she's more powerful than she ever realized. She's realizing that it's okay for her to be different. It's okay for her to be seen in that, and for her to actually recognize like, oh, I've known that I was different to other people, but now I really embrace that. I embrace that about myself, and I'm not seeing it as something to be ashamed of or to hide away from anymore. It's like, oh, wow, I actually really love those parts about myself. And I've realized that that makes me really beautiful, you know, these parts about myself that are different and unique. So I'm going to like actually start showing up and being seen in that more, which is really courageous. And I want to really honor you in that, because that can be very scary. But I feel like there's this beautiful, deep connection and trust with who you are. And that's just gorgeous. But there's a message here around wait. So what I resonate with that in my life is like, okay, we have these moments of like, oh, you know, I'm connecting with myself on a deeper level, and now I feel like this is what should be happening next. And there's a message here of, it's like, it's a really beautiful energy actually, because it's like, it's almost this stillness to it, and it's like it's all unraveling perfectly. But just to know that you don't need to rush it, that you can actually just be in the process of it and enjoy the journey. My hands are getting tingly. To love yourself in that, and to know that, you know, you don't need to be racing ahead anywhere right now. It's actually perfect that you are in this space in between. And it's in this space in between that we get to know ourselves on an even deeper level and understanding, and that you're actually on the path of cracking open. And you can see that as she cracks open, within her is this beautiful light. And it's really surrendering to that, that we don't always have to know what the journey is in our mind, because it can be very different to how we would consciously choose it to be or decide that it needed to be if we were the ones that were actually going, well, this is what's happening next, and this is what's happening next, and then it's going to be this. And I think sometimes we can have that inner knowing of what's coming, but the journey there can be quite different to what we would have perceived it to be. So it's like you are on this beautiful journey of really, I feel, connecting with yourself. And that is what it just needs to be right now, is you just connecting more with yourself and connecting more with yourself, and kind of really surrendering to that process. And I was listening to something the other day, and it was really beautiful, because she was saying it's not, surrendering isn't a passive thing. It's actually really something that we do. You know, it's something that we need to be an active part in, is surrendering. It's not like it's not something that is, what's the word? Like, it's actually really courageous to surrender. It's actually really courageous to be in amongst, and to actually know that, okay, I'm just going to be with this. Like, that is actually a really courageous thing to do, and something that a lot of people find really difficult. So don't beat yourself up about that. Actually feel really proud. And I'm going to pull you a card from the Work Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell as well, just for some more clarity on this. Just the words, the spaces in between, come to mind. I feel like that's where you are right now. I feel like you're in the spaces in between, and that it's actually it's absolutely perfect that that's where you are. Okay, so the other card that's come up is Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, and Rewriting the Future. So what you're going through right now is needed, because you're breaking the chain from what has come before you. So it might be through the women in your family, it might be through your past lives, that you're actually going through something right now that is helping you to break that, so that you don't have to take it any further. You are healing that for you, not only for yourself, but for the women in your family. You're stopping those patterns from continuing on. And so that means that it can stop for your own children as well, if you choose to have children. But it's such a powerful, powerful thing to be part of, and you should feel so incredibly proud. And I know it can feel on an outer level of what people are seeing from the outside that not much is maybe happening, or that you're not doing much. But oh my gosh, when we're going through this stuff and it's all inward, it's like there's a lot going on, even if it doesn't look like it from the outside. And so what you're actually part of right now is actually really big, because it's helping you to rewrite your future. It's helping you to start your life in a new way. And that's going to not only affect you, but, you know, your children, your children's children, your children's children's children. And so you should just feel so incredibly proud for the work that you are doing, and allowing yourself to be in that. And I do want to pull you one more before we go, just as a like, okay, well, what do you actually, just some help in day-to-day practical action around that, please. Mirror, who or what is triggering you. So if you're noticing that there's things or people in your world that are feeling triggering, like they're making you go, oh, I don't like that, or we're judging that person, it's an invitation to look inwards. And so this is part of your healing process, is actually owning those thoughts and feelings, and rather than projecting them onto other people and making it all about them, it's an opportunity for us to go inward and use it as an opportunity for us to learn more about ourselves and to look at what patterns and beliefs are coming up for us that are making us actually judge that person. Something I like to do is, if I've noticed that I'm judging somebody else for doing something, I go, oh, hang on a second, where am I doing that? Where am I doing that in my life? And there is always an area where, in some way or another, I'm doing something like that. Or it could be as simple as like, oh, why haven't they replied to my email? And judging them for that. And then when I actually go inward and go, well, who have I not replied to? It's like, oh, okay, well, truth bomb, I need to go and sort that out in my own life. So there is an invitation there for you to go inwards and look at the mirrors that are coming up for you. All right. Sending you so much love, beautiful. Thank you for being here. If you need any support or assistance with this, I am here. You can look at all the ways we can work together at jessleeonline.com. And yeah, I hope you have a really beautiful week. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Remember to subscribe so that you can know when each video comes out. Sending you lots of love. Mwah!